just want to take this opportunity as people are joining for us to observe a moment of silence in recognition and honor of our former Deputy President David Mabuza, who was also an educator. So we just observe about a moment of silence in his honor. Thank you. Thank you. So it is an honor for me to declare this forum open. And the purpose here today, as I indicated in my introductory remarks, is to allow the Minister and the Department of Basic Education, led by the DG, to just share some insights in terms of where the department is, some of the key priorities of the 7th administration. And as the NECT, we hold a number of these dialogues, that different types of dialogues that we've held since the formation of the NECT in 2012, 2013. And these include, for instance, recently, when the 7th administration came in, we held dialogues with the teacher unions and civil society just on listening to what people have had to say, particularly given the changes that have happened with regards to, for instance, the Government of National Unity, and we compiled a report which we shared with the department. We hold dialogues with parents on a number of issues that affect parents or affect the schooling system in as far as parents are concerned. There are policy dialogues that are held from time to time where there are major policy issues that may emerge. And as I indicated earlier, we have been also bringing the G20 closer to the people, across provinces and districts in the country, especially as far as those issues that are pertinent to education that are being discussed as part of the G20, because as we all know, South Africa is the chair of the G20, this year. So this is the role that we continue to play. And maybe just to go back to the origins of the NECT. The NECT came out of the desire to bring together civil society, together particularly with the teacher unions and organized business, to support the Department of Basic Education in education initiatives, because we all agree that education is a societal issue. And this is a structure over the years, over the last 12, 13 years, that has been involved in supporting the Department of Basic Education, mobilizing stakeholders across the board, from teacher unions to organized business to civil society, in working with the department. So it is in this regard that this is an opportunity, again, for the NECT working with the department to provide an opportunity to share issues, especially pertinent issues that affect the system of basic education. So without further ado, perhaps what we will do, just to share exactly how this dialogue is going to work, I'm going to ask the office just to share the agenda for the day, just so that we know how the meeting itself is going to go. And I'd like to just ask all the participants in this forum to post any comments or questions that you may have in the chat. Just use the chat function. We may not be able to cover all your questions and comments today, but we'll certainly summarize all of them and share them with the department so that they can then be responded to. So if we could just ask the office to share the agenda for this civil society forum, please. Are you able to do that? I can't see that you are sharing.
Are we bringing it up now, Chair?
Thank you. So we'll start with the Minister. Thanks very much, Minister, for joining this forum. And that will then be followed by inputs which are going to be led by the DG from the department. And you can see, I don't want to just read our agenda. And we'll have the civil society representatives who are going to respond, particularly led by Mr. Charles Gillard from NATSI, Lindiwe Gonjo from UJ, and then last but not least, FETSAS is going to also provide an input from Dr. Juan van der Merwe. Will I please take this opportunity to introduce our minister. She doesn't really need much introduction, but the minister was appointed to the Ministry of Basic Education on the 30th of June 2024, and opposition, the DA, with a particular focus on maximizing the functioning and the impact of Parliament to better service South Africans. And this is done in tandem with capacitating members of Parliament in the DA caucus to be effective legislators and public representatives. And prior to this role, the minister served as the DA's Shadow Minister of Health, distinguishing herself during the National Health Insurance legislative process and the country's battle with COVID-19. And during this period, she was also the party's national spokesperson and deputy chief whip. And during that time, Minister Gwahube has continuously championed greater accountability and executive oversight in Parliament, and she's introduced various amendments to the rules of the South African National Assembly to strengthen its hand against corruption and better service delivery. So it is my pleasure and honor, Minister, to welcome you. And over to you, Minister.
Thank you very, very much, Chairperson. I trust I'm audible.
Yes, you are very audible.
Thank you. Program Director, I know that the Deputy Minister would have loved to have been here with us, but she, as you have accurately and I think made us to observe a moment of silence. She is with the Mabuza family during this very difficult time. To you, Chairperson, Dr. Ngasana, the Director General, Mr. Mweli, and most importantly, I think, and thank you to the NECT for this engagement. I think most importantly, guests and members of our civil society forum, a very good morning. This is my first engagement with the forum, and I'm really, really looking forward to not only being able to share some of the priorities of the 7th administration, but also to hear from you. And I think for me, that is going to be the most important and valuable part of our engagement today, to hear from you some of your questions, some of your concerns, who walk this journey with us. So it's my great honor to address you at this important sitting. And as I said, it's my very first time engaging with you meaningfully. I've met some of you, but this is the first time that we are meeting as a forum. And so let me thank you for your patience and your continued support as the new administration settles into office. I know that many of you we've tried to set up engagements and it hasn't always materialized. And so I know there's been months or a period of transition and consolidation as the government of national unity has been finding its feet. And at least thank you very much for being patient with me as I am finding my feet around the sector and very much quickly grappling with some of the issues that the sector is dealing with. This has meant that certain engagements such as this one had to be delayed, not out of neglect, but because we needed to stabilize our structures and to ensure the continuity of the work of government. But today's gathering, in my view, and the incredible turnout, Chair, means that we are back on track and that we are committed to restoring this forum as a regular feature of how we do business in education. We cannot afford as a sector to engage civil society only occasionally or even opportunistically. These conversations must be institutionalized, they must be predictable, and I commit today that we will ensure that the Civil Society Forum is convened more frequently. The Civil Society Forum is not just another meeting, and it is not it's not a decision-making body, but it's an important space with very specific history, identity, and purpose. As many of you know, this forum grew out of necessity during the pandemic as a way of rapidly connecting government and civil society in a time of crisis. But it has since evolved into something more valuable, a protected space for honest dialogue, a channel for two-way communication, and a platform where government can share key developments while listening and learning from civil society's wisdom, experience, and ground level insight. And that's why I'm saying it's going to be very important, and I'm glad that, Chair, I'm able to be here for the entire duration of this meeting, because it's important for me to listen to the deliberations and hear some of the insights as we move forward. The forum rests on principles that are vital now more than ever, that education is a shared societal responsibility, that transformation requires more than just policy, it requires partnership, and that no single actor, including government, has all the answers. And let me remind us of the essence of the dialogue as defined by those who first established the process. A dialogue is a conversation in which people have different beliefs, different perspectives, seek to develop mutual understanding. It is not a debate. It's not about winners and losers. It's about listening. It's about reflecting and finding a common cause. And this is exactly the spirit that we need in our country today, and in education, which lies at the heart of South Africa's future. We meet today at a time of great challenge, but also at a time of great possibility. Across our country, education remains a top concern. Families are frustrated with learning outcomes. Educators are under immense pressure. Infrastructure deficits, inequality, and funding constraints continue to shape the terrain in which we operate. But also, we know that there are pockets of excellence, untapped innovation, and real dedication in every corner of this country. And so, as a minister, in my first few months of office, we spent listening to provinces, to educators, to officials, to learners, and increasingly to civil society actors like those in the Civil Society Forum. And so, as a key priority for me, to strengthen the trust between the department, its stakeholders, and it starts with being present, responsive, and willing to engage in constructive ways. We need civil society not only to raise concerns, but also to help us craft solutions. And this is not just about rubber stamping our decisions as government. It's also about meaningful engagement that can shape and influence the direction of the sector. This is the potential, Chairperson, of this forum, and that's the expectation that we must hold ourselves to. So today's agenda is indicative of the purpose of this forum, a space to share progress, to gather feedback, to deepen relationships, and to promote a shared understanding of our education ecosystem. And so let me use this opportunity to share with you very briefly the 5 key priorities of the 7th administration. Those are around improving access to quality early child development, because we know that a strong foundation in the early years sets a very good trajectory for lifelong learning, improving literacy and numeracy outcomes across all phases of schooling, specifically focusing on foundation phase, improving access to and quality of inclusive education, improving access to training and professional development of our educators, improving safety and quality of schooling environment, because we know that no learner or teacher can learn in and teach in an unsafe and undignified space. And so this is the nature of priorities, Chairperson. It doesn't mean that other factors or other issues matter less. It just means that we must be better as government at prioritizing those things, in my language we call as chisibunzi. Because unless we are able to single out some things that require real shoulder to the wheel, we are going to try and do too many things and not really shift the dial. Carefully to your responses and your inputs, and I want to assure you that these will not disappear into a void. They will shape how we think, how we plan, and how we act. And so let me conclude by saying this. We are a new administration, yes, but the work of building a quality, equitable education system is ongoing and predates me and will live long after me. It is not the task of a single term, a single minister, a single department. It is a collective endeavor sustained over time by many hands, by many minds, and many hearts. And so this forum is one of those.
For the department, for this administration under your leadership. So thank you, really, really appreciate that. I'm going to now take this opportunity to hand over and invite the Director General that we all know, Mr. Mweli, to just share with us, the key priorities, just following on from the 5 key areas that the Minister indicated in her opening address.
Chair, and belated congratulations on your recent milestone in your academic life. It was long overdue. You behaved like a doctor even before you were conferred.
Thank you, DG. DG, are you there? You are muted.
Somebody muted me.
Oh,
I
yes.
was acknowledging
Can hear you
the
now?
minister. I hope you can hear me, Chair.
Yeah, I can hear you, DG.
Yeah, I need to acknowledge the Honorable Minister of Basic Education, Oma Musiviwe Kwahube, the all distinguished guests on the platform, the Civil Society Forum, which is one of our biggest forums in the basic education sector. Chair, we've lined up the presentations as follows. The first one will be done by Dr. Stephen Taylor, and then the second one will be done on ECD progress, will be done by Dr. Haneli Kotze, and then the third one on early grade reading will be done again by Dr. Taylor, and then the fourth one on progress on the implementation of the Bella Act will be done by Advocate Njwanti, and then the fifth one will be done by Dr. Aaron Gosi on, but we'll start with Dr. Stephen Taylor. Thank Dr. Stephen Taylor. Thank you very much.
I think it's good to do one after the other. I mean, they're all